Hi everybody, thanks for coming to my video. I'm coming to you from one of the classrooms in my quarantined building. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Iain. I am an educator, a writer, a musician, and I'm also a Gaelic speaker. And so with all that in mind, I decided to begin a series of videos on the Gaelic language. And so today we're going to be discussing the history of the language and where it sort of stands today. I personally feel that as a young speaker of the language that I have a responsibility to teach about it, to discuss its history, and work to promote its preservation and importance in everyday life. So without further ado, let's get this going. So in short, Gaelic is a Gàidhlig insular Celtic language. Now that's a lot to take in at first, so we're going to go step by step. Celtic refers to the language of the Celtic people who were indigenous to the areas of the British Isles, Iberia, areas of France, all the way to the Balkans, and even some areas of Anatolia. Now, the Celtic languages are broken down into two categories. There's insular and continental. Insular refers to languages of the Western Celtic regions, while continental is more mainland Europe. Insular languages are broken down into two factions. There's Gàidhlig and there's Brittonic. Brittonic languages originated with the Brittonic people, such as the languages of Breton, Welsh, and Cornish, while Gàidhlig is a dialect continuum which originated at the edge of Ireland. Today, the three remaining Gàidhlig languages are Irish, Manx, and Gaelic. So you can see here on the map on the left, the regions of Gàidhlig languages, and then the green and the blue and the tiny little dot of gold in the middle are the currently existing Gàidhlig languages. This brings us next to the Kingdom of Dalriada. The Kingdom of Dalriada was an ancient kingdom that was comprised of the northern areas of Ireland and the western areas of Scotland. While most of Scotland was inhabited by the Pictish people, the Kingdom of Dalriada was primarily of the Gaels. So evidence is shoddy to say the best, but it's assumed that Gaelic as we know it originated in this ancient kingdom. And over time, as the kingdoms merged with each other, we now see the creation of the Kingdom of Alba, which was a Gaelic-speaking country. And the Kingdom of Alba is what we know now as the Kingdom of Scotland. So many historians believe that it's under the reign of King Malcolm III where Gaelic's status really began to become challenged because of his wife, St. Margaret of Scotland. She spoke no Gaelic and was an Anglo-Saxon from the south in England. She brought in a lot of English-speaking clergy members to Scotland and made English the dominant language of religion, of education, of everything. So over the next couple of centuries, Gaelic was really beginning to shift over to the west where it originated from. Centuries after King Malcolm III were brought to King James I of Great Britain, who is the first monarch of the unified Scotland, England, and Ireland. And he enacted this thing known as the Statutes of Iona in 1609, which was a huge, huge blow to the language. And one of the most specific features of his decree was that children of the Gaels were to be educated in English. There was no Gaelic language at all that was allowed. And eventually there were many other instances of persecution of the language, such as the School Establishment Act of 1616 and another really horrible facet of human history known as the Highland Clearances, but we'll get to that at another time. Unfortunately, Gaelic has been in decline for a very, very long time, but efforts are being made everywhere in Scotland to preserve it and to bring it back to life. One of the most famous of these is actually the bilingual signs that you can see everywhere. There's street signs, road signs, building signs everywhere. Another big moment for Gaelic history came in 1992 with the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages, which the UK ratified. This charter outlines a specific list of languages and guidelines to promote preservation of cultural languages. And of these in the UK, 5 of them are the Celtic languages that are still spoken in the United Kingdom today. And there's also a lot of schools in the area of Scotland where this is present, and even some in Glasgow, where primary aged education is being taught to the younger kids to try to preserve it and to get a new generation of speakers into the world to preserve this language for the future. So that's the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for the next couple of days where I'm going to be posting some more videos on the Gaelic language, beginning with pronunciations, with the orthography of everything, and then we'll start getting into some basic phrases. So thank you so much and have a good one.